Imagine this: a perfectly clear satellite image, pristine, unblemished. But within that digital canvas, there is something that defied logic, something that shouldn't exist. An invisible presence, a reflection of light that wasn't there. A digital shadow cast by a phantom. It was a signal, a subtle, disturbing signal, that echoed a deep guttural hum coming from the Earth's very core. And suddenly, that hum changed. It became rhythmic, as if something vast and ancient down there was beginning its work. We're talking about strange waves, Evelyn. The ones that have puzzled seismologists for decades. They tear through the mantle, through the core, accelerating where they should slow down, and disappearing, leaving behind only questions. Official reports typically dismiss them as D-layer anomalies or ultra-low velocity zones. Boring, isn't it? But if you dig deeper, beneath the layer of bureaucracy, beneath the mundane explanations, you'll always find a signal that forces you to wake up. This particular story began with what was supposed to be a routine orbital scan of a remote, desolate region. Endless, lifeless tundra. The AI was programmed to identify geological anomalies, potential mineral deposits. Instead, it started flagging peculiarities. Initially, these were dismissed as mere noise, typical data errors. But errors aren't usually this consistent. They don't repeat with such unsettling precision.
Or simply an inaccuracy in the calculations, Arthur. Seismology is a complex science, and our models are constantly being refined. These anomalies can be explained by changes in rock density, temperature, or phase transitions, as confirmed by Professor Motohiko Murakami's experimental work in 2004 and 2007. There's nothing mystical about it. It's just geology in its most intricate form. If the model was trained on imperfect data, or if it overfitted, it will invariably repeat its hallucinations. The AI isn't seeing, it's computing. And if there's a flaw in its computations, it will only multiply. Especially in high noise environments, like those caused by cosmic rays or atmospheric interference. We're talking about noise, Arthur, not ghosts.
And that's precisely the point, Evelyn. The official report is designed to be boring, predictable. It lulls you into a false sense of security. It always tries to fit the inexplicable into familiar frameworks, to reassure us. But if you dare to dig deeper, beneath the layers of bureaucracy and conventional explanations, you'll always find a signal that forces you to wake up. And those are the signals we actively seek at Fringe Signal. We are not afraid to look where others fear to tread, because only in those obscured corners can you truly find the real answers. We don't just tell scary stories. We expose the deeper truths, the hidden mechanisms of reality.
Or we expose the mechanisms of self-deception, Arthur. The true value of our archive isn't in confirming every conspiracy theory, but in providing all the available facts, both rational and seemingly anomalous, and allowing the viewer to draw their own informed conclusions. We don't offer belief, we offer an intellectual challenge. The ability to critically evaluate information, to distinguish a real signal from mere background noise, is the true power in the modern world. And today's case is the perfect training ground for that. Critical thinking.
But what if these facts point to something entirely different? Consider this. In 2024, Evelyn, a team of geophysicists from ETH Zurich and Caltech, made a truly revolutionary discovery. Using a new full waveform inversion method, they found numerous anomalous structures deep within Earth's mantle, which they ominously termed sunken worlds. These aren't minor pockets. These are vast regions, comparable in size to continents, where seismic waves inexplicably slow down by up to 50%. Spots, they called them. Sounds benign, doesn't it? But these spots don't just passively slow waves down, they distort them. They behave as if something down there is actively influencing energy propagation, bending the very fabric of the Earth's internal mechanics. This isn't just about geological formations, it's about an active, unknown influence.
Yet these sunken worlds can be explained as remnants of ancient materials, or areas of elevated temperature, as proponents of the chemical and thermal hypotheses suggest. Even Michael Thorne, whom you mentioned, refers to them as some of the most extreme features found on the planet, but he does not conclude they are of artificial origin. He and other scientists lean towards a combined approach, considering both thermal and chemical factors. It is a complex interaction, Arthur, not necessarily a malevolent one. Besides, I've noticed something peculiar myself these past few days. My old compass, the one you know doesn't work, it sometimes twitches, barely perceptible. Perhaps it's just static electricity, or perhaps I'm spending too much time delving into these anomalous data sets.
Combined approach? Or an attempt to obscure what simply doesn't fit any known model? Remember, Evelyn, the Rusty Phantom incident in that Ohio mining town. A signal emanating from the very heart of the mine didn't just scramble our instruments, it made the watches on our wrists run backward. Officially, it was deemed a geological anomaly. In reality, it was something beyond any comprehension. These sunken worlds might not just be passive remnants of planetary formation. What if they are structures, ancient, perhaps technological, actively influencing Earth's seismic activity, drawing energy from its core? We are talking about advanced systems capable of processing immense volumes of data. Yet even the most cutting-edge AI models exhibit hallucinations in 27 to 48% of cases when rigorously tested. These aren't mere isolated errors, this is a consistent pattern, a pattern that official science seems determined to ignore.
Arthur, you're seeing the contour around every corner again. That's too significant a leap from slowing waves to ancient technological structures. Where is the concrete proof? Is there any definitive sign that these spots are not of natural origin? Scientists discuss high density or partial melting of silicate rocks, not machines. While your theory is intriguing, it lacks empirical support for anything beyond complex geology.
Then what about the 9-day vibrations that swept across the globe in September 2023? This phenomenon puzzled scientists until it was eventually linked to a mega tsunami in Greenland. But what if the cause was deeper? Or the unidentified seismic object in May 2025, when crustal oscillations continued for 9 days, each wave lasting a precise 92 seconds, felt even in the Arctic and Antarctic. This isn't just geology, Evelyn. These are signals. Signals that unequivocally point to something profound happening beneath our feet that we cannot, or perhaps will not, explain. What if these spots aren't just passive formations, but active, integral elements of some gigantic hidden system? Furthermore, my own bottled water, which I always rely on, it suddenly tastes bitter. It's subtle, but undeniable.
The 9-day vibrations were indeed clearly linked to a massive landslide in Greenland, and an unidentified object is merely a placeholder name given to a phenomenon until a natural explanation is found. It does not automatically imply non-natural origins.
Events like the Earth's hum, with a frequency of 2.9 to 4.5 megahertz, are still debated by the scientific community, but the leading hypotheses relate to oceanic currents or atmospheric phenomena. You are attempting to connect disparate, often explainable phenomena into a single cohesive picture to confirm your preconceived theory, Arthur. This is a classic example of apophenia.
Or a classic example of concealment. Remember how long the contour division flatly denied the very existence of such anomalies until they could no longer be ignored? What if these sunken worlds aren't just mere geological formations, but something actively affecting our planet, perhaps even utilizing it as an energy source? Their precise location, their anomalous properties, it stretches the definition of coincidence too far. They are hiding something far more profound.
It looks like an incomplete understanding, Arthur. Our planet is far more complex than we can possibly imagine. And the more we learn, the more anomalies will inevitably appear until we finally find a scientific explanation for them. For now, all these signals are simply reasons for further rigorous research, not for fabricating new mythologies or conspiracy theories.
But what if these spots aren't merely passive geological formations, but instead active, pulsating elements of some gigantic, hidden system that thrives within the Earth's depths? We are talking about structures that could be older than any life on the surface, capable of subtly distorting space-time, of manipulating energy on a colossal scale. This isn't just geology, Evelyn. This is something that fundamentally alters our understanding of what truly lies beneath our feet. This is not a mere scientific mystery. This is a deliberate, unseen presence.
Yes, these are not simple stories, Arthur. And I will concede that the sunken worlds and their anomalous effects on seismic waves do not yet have a definitive, universally accepted scientific explanation. But the absence of an immediate explanation doesn't automatically mean we should immediately resort to the most incredible hypotheses. Perhaps it only indicates that we need to develop entirely new research methods, new models, to truly understand the complex nature of these phenomena. New methods of seismic tomography, such as full waveform inversion, are already allowing us to discover previously unseen structures. And this is the scientific path to genuine understanding. But if what you suggest is true, if this is truly information contamination, and I emphasize if, then this moves beyond mere technical malfunction. Of course, there are psychological factors at play: fatigue, stress from working with anomalous data. The human brain is prone to seeking patterns, to self-deception. But if this is indeed information contamination, as you propose, then it changes everything. Then even my most rational explanations become, well, vulnerable.
Precisely. We often search for answers where none seemingly exist. We try to explain with logic what lies inherently beyond its grasp. The AI, perhaps, doesn't see monsters, but it does see something. Something that distorts our perceived reality. Something that infiltrates through our screens, through our sensors. And this very something compels us to ask questions. It compels us to seek. And in this relentless pursuit, in this profound immersion into the unexplainable, lies the true value. We are not merely recounting tales, Evelyn. We are learning to see. And this capacity to see, even when the invisible begins to manifest, is what makes our channel indispensable.
Our channel is, first and foremost, an attempt to comprehend, to understand phenomena that consistently challenge our established perceptions. We do not claim absolute truth, Arthur. We relentlessly pursue it. And the collision of undeniable facts with the utterly unexplainable, That is our fundamental methodology. We provide you with the fragmented pieces of this profound puzzle, and you, the viewer, decide how they ultimately fit together.
The signal has faded, but the echo remains. We have presented you with all the known facts from this unsettling case, but it's possible that even we have missed the most crucial pieces of the mosaic.
Or perhaps found extra ones. What do you think? Which facts seem most critical to you, and which are merely self-deception? Your theories are the most valuable part of our archive. Leave them below.
If you are ready to keep listening, subscribe. Transmission concluded.